Good morning, blue planetary eagles. In the wave spell of the world bridger. On this day, gray and low-hanging skies. Even 2 days of sun have not lifted my spirits. But then for me that's not surprising. I am, as the sun, not influenced by the weather. I'm telling you, this wave spell of the world bridger has me in its grip. And it is anything but a comfortable ride. It's rattling my cages in a way that is extremely uncomfortable, but I got a little bit of hope this morning, which I need, because somehow this is bringing me it feels to me that this process is like I'm forcing myself through this daily coming here. Like there's nowhere to hide. There's nowhere to hide even in my own unconsciousness. Every day, at least for some time, approximately an hour, I turn the light on. And since my frequencies are consistently very, very joyful for most of the time, when they're not, it feels as if I'm scraping the bottom of the barrel. And I hardly am, let me say that. My gosh, yeah. Blue Eagle. This text here asks, what does my heart desire to manifest? The planetary tone, manifest, produce, perfect. The Blue Eagle, vision, mind, create. Do we have a different sequence to this? Vision, create, mind. Understanding, creating. Vision in the wave spell of the world bridger. I know what it is that's bugging me so badly. It's my conditioning. I spoke about it yesterday, and now that I'm really bloody putting a laser type spotlight on it, I see what it is. And part of my discomfort is that in this exploration here, I do get around to a lot of understanding. I get around to a lot of insight. And wait a minute. Maybe it's not just, I wanted to say that it feels as if a lot of it is just not trickling down to some of the layers where change is required. But then I also frequently say all that's required sometimes is a change of perspective. The other day I did some serious sort of healing work, especially, in this wave spell. Moon, dog, monkey, those 3 days were pretty intense. And here I am thinking, the earth, when we dig into the earth, the other day I was in a cavern, and they had laid bare the side of the walls where you could see the different time periods by the by the compressed earth and rock layers. And if I dig into myself, maybe what I'm finding is my conditioning is like bedrock. It's like layers of my own earth. What am I gonna, what do I want to, turn the rock back into sand? Like, no, this is who and what it is. This is who and what I am. What do I do with this? And what is the struggle? What is this? What am I? Yeah, wait. Here's the thing, the conditioning. This word, this concept of death, ever since I was like, had my awakening at the age of 11 or 13, 11. At the age of 13, I really started investigating death, and I really got to understand deeply, and that's a good long time ago, the nature of death. At least, I mean, I live really comfortable, I think, with my understanding of it. And yet, I don't know if I'm channeling the field. Is that a cop-out? Is that real? My conditioning, I'm also conditioned. And I grew up in a world, and my parental field is still pretty locked that way. This sort of scientific materialist mind, if I can't touch it, see it, feel it, it's not really real. My ideas about death and endedness, somewhere, wait. Oh, Tatiana, can you just focus? Oh, it's difficult. The difficulty is that I'm trying to escape from myself all the time here. I do not want to be pinned down into anything here. It's like my mind is trying to grab the fish that I am, like, come here. And the harder I squeeze, the more it just out of my hand. Oh, and part of me is like, come, just stay light, just play. Just stay light. Light. But I wouldn't be who I am if I did that, because to me, I'm often a little bit disgruntled with all the self-help material that gives all the wisecrack advice. And I'm like, yes, and maybe I'm inspired for 3 weeks, and I know this goes for a lot of us. But there's like this, we're getting there, but often it's like it just stops just before explaining, well, what if this doesn't work? What if I can't do what you're suggesting I should do? What do I do then? And they, almost all of them, just don't go there. It's like, so I'm always investigating that other side. What is it that trips me up? And if it's like this dichotomy in me between, it's by association, death itself, surrender, release, let go. What's really tripping me up in this wave spell is it's rattling my cage. It's showing me Planetary Eagle. It's like my vision, maybe I freed it, and maybe it was more comfortable for this caged eagle to sit in its cage and look at the floor and pick the seeds that someone leaves on the floor. Oh, it's a very sad image. This eagle has trained her vision, but when she wants to spread her wings, it's like, pow, a cage. And there's a voice whispering behind my back saying, turn turn around. Turn around. The cage door is open. And the show was a time I'm like, phew, I turn around, I look at the open cage door, and I'm like, right. Wait a minute. Tomorrow is another day. And then, like, here I am today thinking, what the fuck does that have to do with me? And there I do the split dissociation. I dissociate from myself. And I go blue monkey into full-on illusion. It's okay as it is. It's okay as it is. And I can come up with all the reasons and all the answers why it is. Now, don't get me wrong. This is not an all-pervasive truth. And most people who know me would be like, Tatiana, what? That is not you. We do not see you like that. Da, 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 da. So it's just an aspect of experience. And I must have somewhere, somehow decided or been blessed with a plethora, is that the word, of experience. It's like if it's part of humanity, I'm gonna experience it. It's like I must have screamed really loud when God asked, who wants the full spectrum of human experience? Me! And I see the sense in it, because without scraping the barrel, you just don't ever, like, you just, it's like hollowing the vessel. Hollowing the vessel. Make it bigger and deeper and hollow it out. And if I hollow my own vessel, but my vessel has a certain size and I'm hollowing it out more from the inside, the walls of the vessel get thinner and thinner and thinner. Yeah. And then it's like, God, no, don't move me. If you just look at me the wrong way, I'm going to crack. And then my boyfriend comes along and says, you don't have the muscle. And I come along and sulk the hell out of it. Like, what? You don't understand me. And I'm like, I can put any fucking filter on top of me I want. It's right, it's wrong, what does it matter? And that confusion or that level of freedom, can I handle it? And how to sit in a cage and know that I'm free? Like, can I be at peace with what is? And here I want to read this text that gave me some hope. Nothing new, but you know what it's like when, when you sit on top of on the ground and you're looking at that little bird in the hole that is sitting there crying. You have the, elevated position. And you know everything that's around. The minute you drop into that hole, or we drop into that hole, it's like, oh my God, there's only holes. That's at least my experience. I just like, there's never been anything else. So, the shadow side. No, wait, that is not Eagle. That was from the World Bridger. Some text from the World Bridger. Holding on, I quote, holding on to patterns, and this is exactly where I'm sitting here with this thing. Holding on to past patterns and grievances only limits the possibilities. Forgive yourself, forgive others, let go. Surrender whatever limits you. Face whatever you are resisting. In the experience of any loss, it's never too late to complete. Through your willingness to walk in the dark forest, insights and revelations will naturally emerge. Accept the truth of your present situation, although, no. Through accepting what is, you are free to go forward. I'm like, really? Really? And maybe exactly that is the thing, like, just fucking sit still, Tatiana. Just don't rattle that cage. Or I don't know, let the storm rattle it. It causes a hefty amount of confusion when I ask myself, what is it that I should do? And then I start thrashing about, and the more I thrash about, the more I kick up all the dust. And I mean, I've been here so many times in my life. World bridger, can't bridge these worlds. Sometimes the flow just comes and clears it all up naturally. Should I wait for that? We have the moon twice in a row in 2 wave spells now, which is really nice. Tone 4, self-existing. And I remind us of the moon because of its purification and its flow. The flow. If I'm not a salmon, I don't want to flow upstream, swim upstream. But wait, Tatjana, yeah, I see, it's like this mind, just like it's flowing with its own comfort zone. I'm trying to keep it like focused. Is that the right thing to do? Okay, wait a minute. And the moon, in the wave spell of the storm, its antipode comes again on tone 11, 4, self-existing, and 11, liberating. Self-existing in the world bridger. Tatjana, I need to make a change. We have the world bridger, of course, on tone 8. I'm going to make I don't know, if I want to make a commitment to say world bridger, I'm going to think of you only from now on as world bridger. Not this death thing, because I have no issue with death, but there's conditioning going on, or there's a field that I'm tuning into that does have an issue with that. But it's not even death. It's like if I leave, it's like negative faith. It's like the fear of risk. If the wizard is really the heart of control. Love, for example, in the wave spell of the dog, the wizard is on tone 5. And the wizard has a lot to do with allowing the magic or needing to make it happen. And you gotta be a wise, hopefully, wizard. Comes 2 days after the human. The electric wizard serves the human. If we can use our skill wisely or unwisely to make magic happen, or we can allow it just to flow and to be and to accept the magic in everything. And therein, this is another form of conditioning. So this wave spell, this world bridger, is showing me where I'm not world bridging, where concepts are at odds with each other inside of me. Flow versus you gotta do something. No pain, no gain. Nothing comes from nothing. All of these bloody concepts that we live by. Deservedness. Where did I speak at length about being deserving? One of them, last 20 days. Being deserving, all of this stuff. And comfort zoning ourselves. The comfort zone, I mean, and getting the balances right, that is just the thing. Getting the balances right. And who to trust when the balances are not right. Who to turn to. Here I am floating around my own echo chamber. Yeah, I can talk to my friends, it's very helpful. Maybe I should do a little bit more of that, instead of just echo chambering around here. It's easier to do this. But in any case, now I'm coming very, very close to my inner critic again. I thought we had put that one to rest a while ago. And I can see how it doesn't want to come criticize. It really wants to help. It really wants to help. And it's like, get out of the doldrums. And part of me is like, I don't want to get out of the doldrums. Get the fuck away from me. This is my space. And this doldrums is part of my comfort zone. It's really, I don't spend an inordinate amount of time here anymore. I used to. Like, a lot of my formative first 20 years of my life, this was my home. This is my comfort zone, my safety zone. If I don't move, I can't do anything. I can't be endangering myself. That's a huge part of my conditioning. I can't endanger myself or anyone else. If I just don't move, I'm safe. It's their fight, flight, pretend you're dead, or fawning. It's the pretend you're dead thing. I am expounding on it to bring compassion into this thing. I don't want to use the wizard to force magic. It doesn't work in the long run. In this wave spell, the wizard is solar. I didn't mention yesterday something about the inner sun on the solar tone. This advice to accept what is, to really just for a moment allow it. I'm usually quite good at that. And maybe now that I'm really taking all this time expounding on this, it's which wolf am I feeding? I'm feeding a certain wolf. And today, Planetary Eagle, I'm gonna have to start double streaming 2 lines of the value of 5 each. Make up this planetary tone. So I'm going to allow this eagle mind of mine to understand, okay, there is that which is, and then there is that which is. And if they are like 2 timelines that exist in parallel, and there are many timelines that exist in parallel, the world bridger and the eagle, and they are part of each other's kin. They are each other's medicine. And it's not in every wave spell that the medicine is the planetary tone. Hardly. In my own wave spell, the sun, the medicine is the lunar tone. The stabilizer, yes. And the challenge. If the dragon doesn't work, if trust doesn't work, and this is exactly part of the issue here. So if I'm looking at this, what I'm experiencing in this wave spell, I actually have to look to my own wave spell. The planetary moon, the planetary eagle, the solar wizard we had here yesterday, the solar star. How do I link receptivity, solar receptivity to solar harmony? That would seem very easy. And I'm not sure if my filters, and my filters being now very much in this exploration, in this experience, my filters are very much colored in by the don't move, pretend you're dead mode. So it's very convenient for me to assume the truth of passivity. I'm telling you, I'm sitting here, it's just like I see the conditioning, and it's like Pavlovian conditioning. It runs really deep. We want the dog to do what we want it to do, and it doesn't have to think about it. It gets so conditioned that when I make a certain gesture, it just does what I want it to do. Now, in regular sort of training, we often can coerce the animal. In the trust technique, we form a cooperative relationship. A relationship of trust with the animal. So the animal gets to kind of like, it's the same. It's conditioning through pleasure, and not through punishment, certainly, but also not just through sweets. My own conditioning, there's a lot of conditioning through pain, through punishment, and at an age where they're so deeply grained into the bedrock of this person. So the world bridger would say, see it. Just see it. Don't rattle the cage too hard, because, excuse my growling stomach, I don't know if I can talk my way out of this. Can I analyze my way out of it? But I'm doing this exploration, and we're going to keep on going. We're heading for the storm. And a part of me is like scared shitless, and a part of me is like, I can't fucking wait. How much of my world has to be taken apart? And I know this. If I resist all the nudges towards change, they're going to get harder and stronger until eventually my world will be blown apart, and either I remain standing and free, or I don't. And there comes a point where the risk is the only option, and it will be accepted, thankfully, because there is no going forward. I will have outgrown the cage. And if my own growth breaks the bars, it's different to the bars changing the way my physiology is structured. And to understand, where is my physiology structured in a way that cannot be changed? Where's my psychology structured in a way that cannot be changed? But then we get told about neuroplasticity. And what is the way? Where am I unnecessarily hurting myself by trying to force change? And where would I just do well to accept I have this deformity in my legs. I can walk like others, but I will never be able to run. But any limitation always allows expansion in another field. Like, you develop other senses stronger when you're missing one. And I can definitely see this in my case. And I would, World Bridger, thank you. I would do probably pretty well to accept the fact that certain other senses of mine are extremely well developed. And maybe that is the idea of this whole journey through this version of myself, to gather the gifts instead of constantly focusing on apparent loss, apparent disability. Which is not to say that not now and then I can grieve. It's fine, it's human. The last 2 days I've been, I've run a lot of anger through my system for no reason at all. A lot of anger, and at least I'm now able to just hold the space for that without acting it out. I can just say, yesterday we thought I was hangry, so I arrived at a friend of mine's. I said, hello, just want to let you know I have a lot of anger. And then he's like, okay, then you need to eat. And dinner was ready and I was really hungry. I hadn't eaten since breakfast, and since then, that is a little outside of my comfort zone, which is fine. And we ate, and I was like, and then half an hour later, he's like, okay, you feeling better now? I'm like, no, actually, I don't. So it wasn't just that, but just acknowledging and holding space, and I was distracted enough not to, I can start fighting with it in terms of like, what are you doing here? When are you going away? I'm seeing you already. Go away now. And yet a part of me is like, no, I don't want to go away. And a part of me is like, don't make me go away. Yeah, anyhow, so this anger is usually like this encapsulated energy. And here something is saying, stop talking. Just stop talking for a while. The other day I got a note in the comments that, I don't know, only giggles and high notes could be heard. And I speak very softly in a very soft space. I'm in a very quiet space. So this is probably not easy to listen to while driving or while there's a lot of noise around. Don't know if I should apologize for that, but this is how I'm doing it now, and I keep the microphone very close to my vocal folds, so hopefully enough of it travels to your ears. I want to say we should trust that we hear what we need to. We hear what we want to. Who are the musketeers of the eagle today? The world bridger, the serpent and the seed. Yeah, we have again here, like in the Skywalker. Remember in the Skywalker from day 2, from the wizard, from the lunar wizard, we had the serpent 4 times in a row because of one guide. It was guiding the earth, I think. Now we have it 3 days in a row. Serpent always 3 days in a row. Wizard, wherever we have wizard, eagle, and warrior. In the wave spell of the eagle, there's no wizard, so it's not 3 days in a row. Wizard, eagle, warrior. This earth in 2 days' time, as far as is guided by the moon. Lovely reminder of the self-existing moon, of the flow. Who guides the self-existing moon? Do I need to look it up? I'm going to. Serpent. Yeah, and this I want to talk about the serpent. Instinct, life force, survival. So this serpent in the world bridger, maybe there's like just a confused signal when my so instinct for survival is compromised. It doesn't want to die. And yet this fight, flight, fawn, or pretend you're dead modes, these survival modes. And we all know people who just instantly fly into rage and anger and defensiveness. Occasionally that, when that happens to me, I hate that so much, becoming unfair. But all of it is just a sign of an imbalance. So for me, I've learned it's definitely safer to shut everything off, to pretend I'm not really alive, to just go with like, what does anybody else want? I can be completely in everybody else's flow, and it doesn't help perhaps that the sun, magnetic sun, plus any other seal becomes the other seal, like magnetic sun plus lunar wizard becomes electric wizard. Yellow magnetic sun plus electric wizard becomes self-existing wizard. Always takes just one tone further. So that's very naturally given to me to be like that. And there's a lot of strength in that. But if I switch off myself out of fear, out of this automatic survival mechanism, then I'm actually, yes, that's a survival instinct. But as I say, sometimes these instincts also need to be updated, because if I'm killing myself in order not to die, or in order not to be killed, what am I serving? What life am I serving? Just a biological survival. And it's like, fuck this shit. You know, biological survival is not the greatest driver of our instincts, because otherwise people wouldn't commit suicide. Some other death happens somewhere, or some other feelings happen somewhere that are way stronger than our instinct to survive. When life becomes so unbearable that no life at all seems better, or whatever we believe is on the other side of life, of this life. Anyway, I'm meandering. But this, and then there's the seed today. We also have the seed a couple days in a row. Wizard, eagle. We had it 4 days in a row over there. Yeah, Earth has it again. We had it in the other whisper because the seed was guiding the warrior. So we have seed in the wizard, antipod, seed in the eagle today, analog, and seed in the earth, in the occult in 3 days. This is a lot of focus. What am I focusing on? And here I am feeding this focus of, so the eagle now with these 2 lines, I'm going to planetarize myself a little bit. There's the other timeline where something works differently, where I work differently, where things are possible that this timeline itself hasn't got an understanding of those possibilities, and is somehow not seemingly fully managing the world bridging to that other timeline. And something I learned, like really deeply, I feel now I'm tested, and I'm failing the test, but I get tested until I don't fail it anymore, until it becomes an auto-generated, self-existing, installed system. Self-existing seed, part of the dragon wave spell, the very first one. In my wave spell, self-existing is the night. So yeah, I have an understanding that all things are possible. But where's the world bridger in my wave spell? Toad 7. Lol. Resonant. Like, I have no excuse. But this is when I can't find and I can't activate the world bridger, then I really tie my knickers in a knot. Then I really go into full-on depression. Then I'm not working. When that is not working, when I'm not being able to bridge a world, or when the image I have right now, these caterpillars, that little teeny grass-eating caterpillars, these little worms, they're like quadrupeds with lots of legs, and they move forward by lifting their body up, maybe more than 2/3 of their body they lift up, and then they wiggling around the air, and then they move the front part of their body, and then they grab, and then they pull the back legs close to the front, and then they make this loop, and then they shift forward like that, like it looks like they look like the omega sign. But sometimes they can just, if they want to world bridge to another branch, and they're not sliding along this one, sliding to the other branch, but they're actually lifting, they can lift their whole upper, or maybe whatever part of half of, I feel like that. And if I'm like up and out in the air and I can't reach, because maybe I can't, there isn't any, I don't actually believe there's anything there, then maybe I'm not doing the reach. So negative faith, self-existing seed, the dragon wave spell, my own medicine, birth, nurture being. I need to nurture my own dream field and understand the sun, self-existing, night, is related to the self-existing seed in the dragon wave spell. And next wave spell, and we're coming into the storm wave spell, which is my analog kin. It's the most like myself. So I should really assume help will come. I will be able to transform myself. I will allow the transformation, even if it's not me transforming myself, but there is a greater world to my own limited context and my own limitation. And if the world bridger is accept your limitations and then let them go. Acceptance, I remember speaking about that a lot. Acceptance does not mean condonance. It just means it is what it is for now. Stop fighting it. Allow it to be lifted. That seems to me, again, a very passive process. And I have to allow for the possibility that if activity is needed, I will learn it. I can learn it. I can change. I can accept. I can bridge this world. So the planetary eagle, and the eagle is my earth family. I am an eagle myself every 4 years. The last year of my big cycle, cosmic eagle, I will be in 2 years' time, or in a year's time. I'm close to my birthday in the wave spell of the storm. Coming up. Crystal dog. Oh, shouldn't that be a relief? A year of crystal dog. A year of spectral serpent was pretty cool, actually, pretty intense, very liberating. And here we are in the last throes of it, and maybe that's why it's so hard, because like really the last bits, what are you not shaking? What are you not letting go of? You have to. You want to. Just let it go. And I'm like, what? Drop into nothing, be nothing. It's extremely disconcerting right now. And I want to accept that disconcertingness. How can I learn compassion if I don't understand that all of this can be experienced and is really so? Planetary Eagle. Grow your vision and be at peace with understanding some time. It may take time and timelessness to manifest. The next sun that comes around is lunar. Oh, not sure. I'm looking forward to that. I don't know. Why do I have attitude towards lunar sun? I know I have attitude towards lunar sun. Okay. It's when the shadow rules. It's when the shadow, the lunar sun, the challenge to the storm, it's really when we don't allow the changes that need to happen, we can take ourselves so far, so far down dark alleys. I've seen it, and it's like, do I have to understand that this is a choice the soul makes or has made? It's hard to stomach. It's like looking out at the world and looking at the crazy stuff and thinking, are these choices that have been made? It's hard to take. Planetary Eagle. You know, get the balance. Comfort zoning. Comfort zoning is important. Balance. I realize I'm not saying anything. It's just words. My inspiration, my flow, the flow of my inspiration is thin. It's like a trickle, but it's there. It's not entirely dead. I accept. I think I'm going to leave this now, or should I just dive a little bit? Who's guiding us today? Blue Night, I think. Yeah, how can it not? And it's the planetary night. When I tune into all this stuff, my dog activates. I feel a lot of love. I feel a lot of love. But it's a love that is also very, very, very linked with pain, with sorrow, with grief, with sadness. It's grief of letting go. You know, sometimes even leaving our comfort zone can be like, you can have to leave the cage you've lived in for so long, and it's like, but this cage, as awful as it's been my home. Can I cope in a free world? Am I protected? Can I trust the dragon mother, that she has my back, that I have my back, that the whole process isn't going to just leave me out cold to the dogs, when those are all conditionings. There is a dangerous world out there, and no. I travel sometimes. My travels are not, in my eyes, anything special. Like, I mean, in terms of like, what I mean is, I have then people come to me, family members, are like, oh, we admire so much what you do and how you do this and how brave you are to take a drive up to Sweden from Germany. I'm like, how is that brave? But to someone else, that is way outside their comfort zone. And it looks as if like, wow. And I can also look at people and think like, wow, what you're doing, I wouldn't dare. Perhaps. Like, have no money at all and take a leap of faith and go travel around the world. People have done it on zero money. They've just somehow made the money as they go. That's a dream. I could be like, oh my God, I'd love to. I once met a man who walked around the earth in 13 years. Hawk. The Hawk. I think he has a website. Met him in Tanzania, and fascinating. Like, he just started walking around the world and gave himself 13 years. He was in year 6 or 7 when he walked through Tanzania. And I was like, in awe of something like that. I was like, I want to do that. And like, what kind of a dream is that? And how do I look in the mirror and say, well, you aren't going to do that because you're not brave enough? Can I accept that? Do I accept that? Or do I kill off a part of myself and then believe I'm a wuss? Wuss? No, like, don't use a word that is very disrespectful. Am I a scaredy cat? How's that for a soft, neutral term? Slightly PC. Slightly politically correct. Yeah, well, what is that? Not politically incorrect, at least. This morning I was thinking cancel culture when I cancel myself. Ugh, this is a whole big topic. Anyway, I'm waffling. I have a very good mind to want to just delete this and not send it out there. But honesty, transparency would dictate this is open heart surgery. So you don't get to just like tailor it and put it out there the way you think it's, like what face should I be losing? These are processes I genuinely believe that we, in our way, somehow all go through, and if not like this, then in some other way. So why not share it and bleed openly and see where is this going? I'm returning to the Planetary Eagle. Do you realize that I can't keep a focus on it? I don't know why. It's like I can't apply force to this. So if it's a process of letting go, tomorrow we have the spectral warrior. I'm looking forward to that. The spectral warrior, the medicine to the spectral warriors, not the spectral serpent, who I am this year. It's the serpent, but on tone 3. The electric serpent is the medicine of the spectral warrior, who is the liberator of this wave spell. So I would assume the energies will change tomorrow. So I will just ride this wave, stay here, see what happens. Invite the eagle in without force, without mentally manipulating myself. The solar wizard yesterday should have taught me, don't force matters. Self-existing moon, the flow. The wizard yesterday, where's the moon there? There's no moon. There's no moon on this one. The last moon was on the, yeah. That's where it all went really wrong. It was that resonant human really showing me my offbeat resonance, and the blue hand, which is the analog kin to the human, healing, knowing, accomplishing. I feel I'm failing at accomplishing my healing, but I am also super impatient. I'm looking at the wound and I'm saying, why isn't it healed already? Hello? And I really am not moving myself over into, I can see the compassionate Tatiana, but there's a part of me that's like, you know what, if you go over there, that's your comfort zone. That's the no change, nothing zone. But then I'm over here and I'm like, am I just shadow boxing, imagining I'm doing something, but I'm not actually doing anything? And then it's like, oh my fuck, it's too complicated. Leave it, let it go, let it go, let it go, let it go. I have absolutely no, what's the medicine today? World Bridger. My problem is my medicine. Dying is the medicine. Okay, so I'm going to just die to myself today. Let it go. Let myself go. Feed no wolf, or feed both wolves. Planetary Eagle. Focus on a possible future, a possible timeline where something is different, and I don't maybe know what that is, and I can allow for the unknown, for the absolutely unknown, to come into focus, to come into manifestation, and to understand I am meant a certain way. Well, these are paradigms. Am I constantly shaping myself? Nothing is predetermined. Do I have a nature that wants to express itself? Am I a seed with a seed potential that is determined, deterministic in some form? How much is not? How much do I get to change? I don't have an answer for it. My mind comes to a limit of its own knowledge. And if I'm identified with my mind, I assume this is a limit of me, and therein lies my own demise, and therein lies the problem I'm causing for myself. Instead of understanding, yellow sun is who I am, self-existing seed, electric night, electric wind, self-existing night, and overtone seed, the potential, whatever my potentials are, it resonates in my center. The way love resonates in the center of the world bridger. It's the heart of the matter. My command center has got to be my focus. So I'm going to focus on love no matter what. I don't know if you listened to that episode where the dog in me just like really helped that child in me out. I'm going to remember some of that. I'm feeling a lot of defiance. And this defiance here is kind of out of place because when I was a kid, defiance was not a good idea. It's really, really not a good idea. Defiance was extremely dangerous, and that is part of my conditioning. And defiance is a superpower in many ways because you need to assert boundaries, you need to know them, but you need to also be able to break them, even my own. And if my boundaries are the safety walls I've drawn around myself, and now I can't break through, I can't break out of my own self-created, self-existing prison, if my dream time, my self-existing night has become a prison, if the only place where I'm really free is dream time, my Skywalker isn't really functioning. I assume. I'm not sure. But here is my limited mind trying to poke through and understand anything. And it really actually can't. And I'm going around in circles. I keep telling myself that my mind can't understand anything, but my mind is like, wait, I'm not letting go. I'm not letting go. If I'm not here controlling the scene, you're totally lost. You're left out to the wolves. I'm here to protect you. So do what I say, believe what I believe, and if we're confused, we'll find a way to not be confused. But it's always still the mind, this mind, not big mind, but small mind. And to trick myself to let this go, so I have to go into the body actually. Shake, move, release my mind by doing something physical. Social interactions coming up today. Got big family gathering happening. It's going to ease this process. And tomorrow, spectral warrior. I mean, that has got to be the spectral warrior. I imagine next to the spectral storm, they have got to be like really strong transformers, right? That has got to be good. Oh, that has got to be good. I'm placing a lot of hope in that. And that eagle vision, it's just one day. I can cope with that. It brings up joy. I feel goosebumps. I feel joy. I feel a lot lighter. And as I'm saying it, there comes that little guy inside of me again, or girl, and says, wait, you're not letting go of your grief. Wait, don't you think you're free? You're gonna just have a problem if you do. We better, hold on to what we know. Comfort zone, not comfort zone, safety zone. Oof, yeah, okay, I see you. And for now, I'm going to surrender this podcast into the ether of whose ever ears. And wish us all a beautiful planetary day. I really hope your day is lighter than mine. I hope I haven't in any way, shape, or form negatively affected anyone. And if something came into negative resonance, maybe it needs to be looked at. Tomorrow we resonate on the spectral warrior. I look forward to that. Today we're planetarizing our vision, perfecting the idea. Well, change is possible. Freedom. If any part of us is resonating that isn't free, like it is with me right now, there is the knowing, blue hand, Luna blue hand in this wave spell. Change is possible. Healing is possible. Cannot always be forced. Often cannot be forced. Should be allowed. The art of allowance. And my shoulders are tensed. Okay, I can feel my comfort zone is sitting here and just talking. It means I don't have to do anything. I don't have to face the world. My self-existing blue night comfort zone wants to just keep me here talking, no matter what I'm saying, waffling around. That's not the answer. And I can really feel like, okay. One step at a time, Tatiana. One step at a time. I wish you a beautiful planetary blue eagle day. If you made it this far, thank you. If you're here again tomorrow, let's see how the story unfolds. I certainly am at least curious. Oh.